Sometimes the solution is easier than you think. Let's talk about the mundane before the magical. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite goddess king. It's your favorite pirate captain. It's your favorite auntie uncle. It's your favorite hood healer, high priestess, motivational spiritual dominatrix, LadySpeech in the place to be, and I want to welcome you back to my channel. You could be anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, you are somewhere in the world. And you're also choosing to share a little bit of time and a little bit of space with me. So thank you for that. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling any of this, if you're feeling any of me, go ahead and hit that like button, baby. Hit that subscribe button, darling. And hit that notifications bell to keep up with all of my shenanigans and happenings and goings downs and things. Now, let's get into today's magic tips and tricks with LadySpeech. Shall we? As a practitioner who's been in the game for over 20 years, I can tell you this: the mundane before the magic, always. What does that even mean? Let's talk about it. As a practitioner, as a diviner, as a priest, as a healer, I cannot tell you how many times someone has approached me thinking that their house was haunted, thinking that their house was cursed, thinking that the spirits are in the house wreaking havoc and bringing bad energy. And in the end, it was none of that. It was the fact that they didn't clean their house. It was the fact that they needed to rearrange the energy in their house by rearranging the furniture or creating a new setup. I can't tell you how many times someone has come to me thinking that they are cursed, thinking that someone is throwing at them magically, thinking that someone has put a root on them, when the reality of the situation is they need therapy. They need a new eating schedule or a new way of eating. They need to exercise. They need to get back on their medication. They need to do their shadow work. They need to drink more water. Sometimes the solution to the problem that you're having doesn't lay in a spell. The solution is not going to come from a working. The solution is not going to come from burning a candle. The solution is not going to come from throwing your herbs. The solution is going to come from doing the mundane. People don't understand how big of a part of the process the mundane world is to the magical world. One of the earliest lessons that I learned when it comes to magic is keeping my space nice and neat. Now, when it comes to my working altar can sometimes be a mess because I'm working with it. I'm making products, I'm making things for clients, I'm doing things on my altar. So my working altar is allowed to be what it is, okay? But when it comes to the space that I'm in, I try my best to keep the space that I do my magic in clean as possible. Not only do I try my best to keep the space that I do my magic in as clean as possible, I work hard to keep my whole entire living space as clean as possible, okay? Sometimes the energy in your house is stagnant. Sometimes the energy in your house is negative because you haven't opened any windows and let that cool breeze move things around. Sometimes the energy of your house is yucky because you need to rearrange the furniture and create a different flow in your home. Sometimes the energy in your house feels stagnant or feels heavy because it's full of stagnant air and energy. You need to open the window, you need to open a door, you need to let some breezes in, you need to turn on a fan, you need to do some dusting, you need to sweep the floor, you need to mop the floor, you need to vacuum the floor, okay? Yes, I am a big proponent of spiritually cleaning your house. So I'm all about floor washes and wall washes and window washes and door washes. I'm all about salt bowls. I'm all about bowls of herbs being left out. I am all about all of the things and all of the ways that you can use to clean your house energetically. But if you're not cleaning your house physically, on top of the energetic things that you're doing, you're kind of missing the point. Sometimes ain't nobody throwing no negativity at you. Sometimes it's not a spell, it's not a curse. Sometimes it's you needing to do the mundane. It's you needing to do the regular stuff. Now, this next part is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I speak about this often. One of the things that I see a lot in the spiritual community is folks using spirituality to bypass their mental health issues. I'm going to be one of the first to tell you that my spiritual practices have consistently saved my life. They have enhanced every single area of my life. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, every aspect of my life, financially, every aspect of my life, romantically, every aspect of my life has been enhanced due to my spiritual practice. So I'm not going to say that your practice, these rituals, these spells, these workings don't help your mental health, because they can, because they do, because they will. But your spirituality should not be used to bypass very serious issues in your life, especially when it comes to mental health. I don't know how many people I've given readings to, and they started the reading thinking that there was a curse on them, and by the end of the reading, what we've discovered is that they need to be in EMDR, that they need to have some intense therapy, that it's their CPTSD, or their PTSD showing. I don't know how many times I have read people and they thought they were cursed, when in actuality, it was the beginning of schizophrenia. Or they're dealing with bipolar issues, or they're dealing with manic depressiveness. I hate when people, and I also do not like when I see other priests, gurus, guides, teachers encouraging their students not to explore and not to heal their mental health issues with professional folks who are trained to help people. As a diviner, I have definitely been in situations where I've had clients who were going to therapy and they ended up replacing me with their therapist, or they ended up replacing, their therapy with sessions with me, okay? I've had that happen. I'm not going to deny that's happened. I have definitely transitioned, because I don't just tell y'all to go to therapy. I've been. So I have transitioned from therapy into readings and divinations, and that was just as helpful as the therapy, okay? But I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that that is an adequate replacement for everybody. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that divination can take the place of therapy. There are things that I learned, there are gifts that I was given in therapy that concretely helped me to manage mental health issues that diviners and priests were never going to give me, because they're not trained in that capacity and in that specialty. A lot of you ain't cursed. A lot of you ain't dealing with generational curses. A lot of you are dealing with mental health issues. A lot of you ain't being thrown at. Ain't nobody throwing negative energy at you. Your brain is throwing negativity on itself. And that may require the help of a professional. That might require medication, especially if you're dealing with a chemical imbalance. Is it magical? Or is it mundane? On the flip side, let's talk about curses and hexes. I have a former friend of mine who loves left-hand magic, and I don't blame her, okay? She's always throwing at people. She's always hexing people. She's always cursing people. You notice I said former friend. At some point during our friendship, towards the end of it, this really got to me. And this really got to me. And it got to me because I cannot stand a witch, a practitioner. I cannot stand a magical person who brings magic when there should be a mediation. What do I mean by that? If you find yourself every single time someone upsets you, every single time someone crosses you, every single time someone does anything to you, you are quick to hex, you are quick to curse, you might find that your hexes and your curses lose potency and they lose power. Because that situation did not need a hex. It did not need a curse for that situation to be addressed adequately. Sometimes you needed to just talk to that person. Sometimes you needed a mediation. Sometimes you needed to bring common sense to the situation and not hexes and curses. There are a few, I've definitely met a few practitioners, like I said, my former friend and others, who address every single human interaction they have that is unpleasant with a hex or a curse. My former friend who throws out nothing but hexes and curses, she's reaping that right now in her life. From lawsuits to loss of career, all that energy she put out there is coming right back at her. And the thing about that too is she works with spirits in order to hex and curse people, and she hasn't adequately paid these spirits for the work that they've done on her behalf. So this is also the reason why she's not having a good time in life right now. Most of the situations that she has thrown hexes and curses at, actually her hexes and her curses did the exact opposite. Everybody's thriving. None of them spells, them workings worked. And also, she's lost potency. 90% of the situations that are happening in this woman's life is because she refuses to talk to people. She refuses to be held accountable. She refuses to do her shadow work and stand in her own problematicness and offer sincere apologies to people. She's out here using magic as a tool of destruction, and what she is finding is that that magic is destroying her. Consider this the next time you go cursing someone. Consider this the next time you go hexing someone. Does the situation actually require all of that? Do you really need to throw at these people? Or can you let it go? Does the situation require you to take some deep breaths and to walk away? Can you guys fix this within a mediation? Have you exhausted all of the other efforts before you resulted in hexing and cursing? And let me get this, let's be completely clear. I'm a fan of left-hand work. I'm all about it. My traditions that I participate in, they uplift it. I'm all about it. I'm all about using magic to defend yourself. I'm all about using magic so that you can be on the offensive as well. I'm all about that. I'm not saying you shouldn't do left-hand work. I'm not saying that sometimes you ain't gotta lay the smack down with the spell. I'm not saying a well-placed curse, a well-placed hex isn't needed sometimes. But what I am saying is, before you shoot to that, make sure you've exhausted all the other options. Because not doing so might end up messing you up in the end. One of the other issues that I see people coming to me for is when they lose potency in their magic. They're doing a bunch of workings, they're doing a bunch of spells, and they're finding that nothing is working. They're feeling like their magic isn't landing. And a lot of times they'll think, once again, I'm being cursed, I'm being hexed. But the reality of the situation is, baby, you need a nap. You need a nap. You need a break. Or you need to give it time. I've definitely read for, divined for people, helped people who've come to me and said, oh, I did this love spell on Saturday and it's now Monday and I don't feel anything. Baby, give it time. Rarely do spells work instantaneously unless that's the nature of the spell. But rarely do spells work instantaneously. It needs time to marinate. It needs time to seep in there. It needs time to do its workings. Sometimes your magic isn't potent. Sometimes your magic isn't working because you've been too focused on it. And really, you just need to pull back and give it to God, as the Christians would say. Give it to your spirits. Give it to the universe. Take a break from it and come back when you are feeling fresh and you've got new eyes. Sometimes your magic isn't working simply because you're tired, hun. You don't have the energy. We live in a world where it is becoming increasingly hard to survive. The powers that be are doing this on purpose. A lot of us got more than one job, living with more than one person. A lot of people are living in a stressful space and state of mind. Sometimes your magic isn't working because you're overstressed, because you're overworked, because you can't focus. Sometimes you just need a nap. Sometimes you just need a break. Is it magical or is it mundane? When it comes to addressing your issues with magic, I implore you to do two things. Number one, divine on it. Throw them cards, use your pendulum, use your dowsing rods, whatever methodology you use to divine for yourself, divine on it. Ask your spirits, ask your spiritual team if this is something that you need to address with magic. And number two, if the answer is yes, clear the mundane first and then proceed with the magical. And the mundane is going to be whatever the mundane is going to be depending on the situation that you're dealing with. But again, think simple. Is your house clean? Do you have the energy? Are you hydrated? Do you need medication? Are you in therapy? The simple, everyday life stuff. Do this. Do this. Do this. And watch your magic flourish. And that's that on magic tips and tricks with LadySpeech. And that's that on the mundane versus the magical. If you made it to the end of this video, gold star for you, baby. I didn't want to take up all your time. I just want to take up a little bit of your time. That has been accomplished. So now it's time for me to say goodbye to all my bestie friends. Just in case nobody has told you today, you are magical simply because you exist. Thank you for sharing your magical self with us. We appreciate it. Now, if you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling any of this, if you're feeling any of me, you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notifications bell so you can keep up with all my shenanigans and happenings and goings ons and things. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this video. Have you had an experience with this? Have you gone to do a magical working, a spell? Have you gone to address something with magic and then lo and behold you discovered that, hey, it was really a simple solution. I didn't need to hex this person. We just needed to have a conversation. There was no negative energy in my house. I just needed to clean my kitchen. Have you had an experience like this and then learned your lesson? If you know, let me know in the comments, all right? All right. So, I didn't want to take up all your time. I just want to take up a little bit of your time. I've done that. So now it's time to say goodbye officially. I'm going to see you, God, Goddess, Lowa, Orisha, my entire spiritual team, ancestors, and all of them willing in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself, all right? I love you. I live you. Thank you. Peace. Mwah.